In the sleepy riverside town of Brambleford, where willows dipped their branches into the slow green water, lived a boy named Finn Hargrove. 13 years old, with messy straw-colored hair and eyes half-lidded from perpetual drowsiness, Finn was famous for one thing: doing absolutely nothing. He could sleep through rooster crows, thunder, and his mother's loudest hollering. While other boys fished, climbed trees, or helped in the fields, Finn preferred his hammock under the old oak tree. Why rush? He would yawn whenever someone scolded him. Everything gets done eventually. His mother, a baker whose arms were strong from kneading dough, despaired. His father, the town ferryman, shook his head and muttered about wasted potential. Even the dog had given up trying to get Finn to play fetch. One warm spring morning, a brightly painted wagon rolled into Brambleford Square. A tall man in a velvet cloak stepped down, his mustache curled like question marks. He introduced himself as Maestro Quill, traveling showman and collector of extraordinary talents. "I seek the rarest gifts," he announced, voice booming. "The fastest runner, the strongest lifter, the cleverest mind. The winner of my grand challenge shall receive 100 gold coins and a place in my famous traveling show." The town buzzed with excitement. Boys practiced wrestling, sprinting, and reciting poetry. Finn, meanwhile, stayed in his hammock, swinging gently and chewing on a blade of grass. "Sounds like a lot of sweating," he mumbled. His mother marched over and poked him hard. "You will enter something, Finn Hargrove, or you'll be scrubbing every pot in the bakery for a year." Grumbling, Finn dragged himself to the square the next day. The challenges had already begun. He watched a boy named Thomas lift heavy stones, another race across the meadow, and a girl named Lila solve riddles in record time. Finn's name was called for the endurance test, who could sit still the longest under the hot sun without moving. Finn's eyes lit up. Finally, something he was good at. He plopped down on the grass, crossed his legs, and closed his eyes. While others fidgeted, swatted flies, or gave up from boredom and thirst, Finn simply existed. He daydreamed about clouds shaped like boats, about floating down the river without paddling, about never having to do chores again. Hours passed. The sun moved across the sky. When Maestro Quill finally called time, only Finn remained motionless, half asleep and perfectly content. "Remarkable," Quill declared. "The boy has mastered stillness." Finn won the first round. His mother was shocked. His father laughed for the first time in weeks. The next challenge was the Maze of Mirrors, a confusing labyrinth of reflective panels where most contestants got lost or dizzy. Finn wandered in, shrugged, and lay down in the first comfortable corner he found. He took a nap. While others crashed into glass walls, Finn slept peacefully. When the maze was searched at sunset, he was discovered curled up near the exit, having accidentally taken the laziest, most direct path by refusing to overthink or rush. 2 wins. The final challenge was the hardest, the river quest. Contestants had to build a raft using only materials found along the shore and paddle it across the wide, tricky river before nightfall. The first to reach the other side cleanly would be the overall champion. Everyone rushed to gather logs, vines, and branches. Finn sighed deeply. Building a raft sounded exhausting. Instead, he found a large, flat piece of driftwood already shaped somewhat like a board, tied a few loose vines around it for decoration, and pushed it into the shallow water. Then he lay down on his back, closed his eyes, and let the gentle current do the rest. The other contestants paddled furiously, their rafts falling apart or spinning in circles. Finn simply drifted. He trailed one hand in the cool water, humming a lazy tune. Fish jumped beside him. Birds circled overhead. The river, as if taking pity on the boy who asked nothing of it, carried him smoothly across in a wide, peaceful arc. He arrived on the opposite bank 20 minutes before anyone else, still lying down, chewing another blade of grass. Maestro Quill was speechless. The crowd cheered wildly. Finn had won the grand challenge through sheer, unapologetic laziness. That evening, as the sun dipped low and painted the river gold, Quill presented Finn with a heavy bag of 100 gold coins. "Young man," he said, "your gift is extraordinary. You understand the power of patience and flow. Will you join my show?" Finn looked at the gleaming coins, then at his proud parents, then at the excited townspeople. For the first time, he felt something stir inside, a tiny spark of interest. He thought about traveling, seeing new places, and being celebrated for the one thing he was naturally brilliant at. But then he pictured sleeping in strange beds, performing every night, and constantly moving from town to town. Finn smiled sleepily. "Thank you," he said, "but I think I'll stay here. Turns out doing nothing can be pretty valuable after all." He gave half the gold to his parents to repair the ferry and expand the bakery. With the rest, he bought the finest, sturdiest hammock in the kingdom and hung it between two perfect trees by the river. From then on, Finn still spent most days in his hammock, but now people came to visit him. They asked his advice on problems, how to wait out a bad harvest, how to solve arguments by staying calm, how to find peace when life got too busy. Finn would listen with half-closed eyes, offer simple, wise words, and then go back to swinging gently. Years later, when travelers passed through Brambleford, they would hear the legend of the lazy boy who won a fortune by doing the least. Some laughed. Others understood the deeper truth. Sometimes the world rewards those who know when not to fight the current. And high in his favorite oak tree, Finn Hargrove smiled, closed his eyes, and let the breeze carry him wherever it wanted.